Welcome to the Select Car Leasing Stadium, where Reading and AFC Wimbledon meet just 10 days after the visitors' 2-1 league victory here. Reading boss Noel Hunt believes his team have started to gather momentum after a torrid start to the season, but after 2 draws they still find themselves down in 23rd. One positive to take from the first 4 games of the season for the Royals was the victory that secured them their second-round place in this Carabao Cup competition. Johnny Jackson, as his men arrive here at the Select Car Leasing Stadium, has said that he believes his AFC Wimbledon side should have more points on the board despite securing their 3rd win of the League One campaign at the weekend. That being said, AFC Wimbledon sit in 10th on 9 points, 4 points off the early leaders Cardiff, and have made a happy return to life in League One. So Reading against AFC Wimbledon is the early kick-off in the Carabao Cup second round tonight. A distinct sense of déjà vu for these two teams who faced each other in the league here just 10 days ago. A 2-1 victory for AFC Wimbledon, with goals from Matty Stevens and Marcus Brown for the visitors. Reading got a goal back late on through a Lewis Wing stunner. He doesn't feature in the squad this evening, and on that day as well, Reading booed off after the game. That was their 3rd league defeat in a row. But they've drawn their 2 games since in the league against Bolton and Wycombe, but remain second bottom. Noel Hunt, though, believes that his team is starting to build momentum. He's really pushing that 2 games unbeaten mentality that he's spoken about a few times in his post-match interviews. Well, the fans starting to take to their seats in the Select Car Leasing Stadium as AFC Wimbledon, the visitors once again, just a week and a half after they last travelled to Reading, and it was an important win for Johnny Jackson's men on that day. It struggled on the road, something that was one of the troubling parts of their season last season, but what a season it was, finishing 5th in the league, promoted through the playoffs, winning at Wembley against Walsall, who of course had started so well. And a good feeling around the club. They started with a 1-0 defeat to one of the favourites, Luton. The other defeat as well coming from Cardiff, another of the pre-season favourites to finish in the playoff positions at least. And Johnny Jackson has said that he would have wanted more points. He feels at times they have been hard done by, and you just have to look back to that opening day defeat, an own goal, really unfortunate for Luton, or for AFC Wimbledon fans as they travel to Luton so late on as well. But they've bounced back in spectacular fashion and are beginning to emerge alongside Reading out to the pitch here, which looks pristine as the groundsmen just do their finishing touches. The early kick-off in the second round of the Carabao Cup. Reading have twice reached the quarter-finals of this competition, but we'll say most recently, and that's with a pinch of salt, the 1997-98 season. The last time that they reached the quarter-final stage, improved on their first-round exit on penalties after a 2-2 away draw at Colchester last season. This time round, well, FC Wimbledon, they could equal their best run in the competition if they progress tonight, reaching the 3rd round in the 21-22 season when they're knocked out by Arsenal at the Emirates. Last season they narrowly lost 1-0 to the eventual winners Newcastle. They have some form with collecting Premier League teams in the later rounds of the competition. He had a second-round clash with Chelsea in the 2023 season. I'll be hoping that they can progress once again and set up a tie against a Premier League side. Well, let's take a look at the team news, and well, patience for the Reading fans was rewarded this window with the signing of Jack Marriott from Wrexham. That was announced this afternoon. He isn't available to start though, but it is still all change for Noel Hunt. Jack Stevens makes his 2nd appearance of the season between the sticks. It's Abrefa in defence with Strickland, Dorset and Ryan. Fraser and Rushisha in the midfield, and then 4 forwards as well, as Reading try and rectify their lack of goal-scoring prowess, laying Doyle Garcia and Okin Peters the attacking force. On the man in the middle, Jacob Miles. There's the Players prepare themselves, and it's AFC Wimbledon who are in the green and black hoops tonight. Johnny Jackson shuffles his pack as well. 8 changes to the starting lineup from that 2-0 victory over Barnsley at the weekend. Ogundere, Harbottle and Reeves keep their places. 18-year-old Junior Nkeng makes his first EFL Cup appearance. Antoine Hackford has 1 goal in this competition and 1 in the league as well. He joins the starting lineup with Orsi and Bugil. Well, Johnny Jackson says his team are proving that they're a good team, sitting 10th in League One. And they made a very good start indeed. Spoke about the challenges that he's faced in terms of the teams they've come up against this season already. Luton, of course, we've already spoken about that opening game day clash. Cardiff as well, Barnsley, of course, where they really showed their prowess last time out. Slight joke there between Reeves, the AFC Wimbledon captain, and referee Jacob Miles, who's overseen 5 games this season, showing 23 yellow cards, 1 second yellow and a straight red, as the players lined up nice and early and still have, I believe, just under 2 minutes. 1 minute now, it's just under 60 seconds before they can kick off, so a slight bit of waiting, some discussion between the men who are in the green and black hoops. Highlighter green, so easy to spot. It cuts out against the pitch. As the waiting continues, you can hear the AFC Wimbledon fans still chanting as we approach kick-off. Lots to be excited about for the away team, their fans. Wasn't easy though, coming through that first round game. They beat Gillingham on penalties to reach us the second round, a 1-1 draw in the 90 minutes, and then a confident performance in the penalties. 4 scored, and they didn't need to go to their 5th man. As Gillingham crumbled under the pressure. And now we are finally underway. Just 10 days after their first ever meeting, AFC Wimbledon returned to the Select Car Leasing Stadium to try and equal their best run in the Carabao Cup. The early kick-off tonight, and it is AFC Wimbledon who are driving forward and putting Reading under the cloche fairly early on. Well defended, the header. And Fraser sending the ball out of play. All change for Noel Hunt's men tonight. The Canadian international just raising 1 thumb. 19 caps he has for Canada. Appearances in every league game this season. So far, 3 starts, including against Wimbledon. They have this penalty, have this corner kick. Reeves, nice delivery. A touch, Momar Bagil. To drive it goalwards. Nicely placed corner. Jack Stevens between the sticks for Reading. Summer signing from Cambridge United, started in that clash with Portsmouth, which was one of the few positives that Reading fans could take from the early part of the season. Garcia and Ehibachiaman on the score sheet as they found their way through in regulation time. And of course, we will just have the 90 minutes before penalties, as AFC Wimbledon fans know oh too well from their first round clash this season. Straight to penalties if all level after the 90 minutes. It was confirmed in, or after the game at the weekend, the 2-2 draw with Wycombe, where fans will admit there was an improvement from Noel Hunt's men, but at the end of the day still feels like points dropped after conceding the late equaliser. So close to claiming their first 3 points of the season in the league. It was confirmed that Paddy Lane would start, and there would be a high turnover of players. Strickland, the man wearing the armband tonight for Reading. Narrowly missed out on a playoff spot last season, finishing 7th in the league, and listening to some fans speak to their local news outlets, media outlets, over the course of the weekend. Plenty saying that they need to curb their expectations this time round, despite the promises from the manager that there will be new signings, and of course Jack Marriott arriving today, unable to start, but an eye-catching arrival, someone who has plenty of experience, knows how to score goals and score some spectacular goals as well, as we've seen for a number of clubs over the years. Closed down by Brefa. And coming forward again, and a big opportunity. Sliding in was Danilo Orsi, unable to make the connection that he needed. And you can see the frustration on AFC Wimbledon's new signing's face as he lifts himself back to his feet. Provided an assist in the last Carabao Cup fixture against Gillingham. Spent last season on loan at MK Dons. 3 goals in 18 appearances. And 10 in all competitions for the 2 clubs he was at last season, including 3 assists as well in that. Harbottle launching a long throw forward. They'll gain some ground. Bauer, the man wearing 15 for AFC Wimbledon, summer signing after leaving Preston, was training with the PFA squad throughout the summer. On the bench against Barnsley, and makes his first start for AFC Wimbledon today. Really strong and incredibly stable back line that AFC Wimbledon have. Ogundele, and he's one of the players who hasn't missed a game yet, and that's including the AFL Cup as well as league fixtures. Harbottle now starting 4 of the last 5 in all competitions. Reading trying to build, headed away by Harbottle. Brought down again. Brefa turns, has support. So both sides. Lane. Watched and headed away by Bauer. Able to confidently clear the ball. And appeals from the Reading fans in the stands, that players as well, but nothing given by the referee. face some big departures in the last 6 months. Reading, Nibs going to Charlton, and Bengate at QPR. Of course, Bindon to Sheffield United, where he was signed in January before being loaned back to Reading. Such a stable centre-back partnership with those two, and Tyler Bindon in particular really stepping up in some of the harder times for Reading. Still such a young player, as he has the difficult task of playing his trade at a struggling Sheffield United side. Wareham moving to Exeter as well. Just a few of the departures of players who were regularly starting and featuring for Reading FC last season. One of the big reasons why Hunter's promised new faces, something that the Reading fans were having to be incredibly patient. 2 weeks on the bounce, he'd said they'd see players before the next game, and it hadn't happened, but they'll try and come through here. Confident defending, but it has left Donald under pressure. Shisha conceding the free kick. Provided an assist against Portsmouth in the last cup game. Before the announcement today of Marriott signing, the only fee that Reading have paid was for Paddy Lane, who's joining from their opposition in the first round, Portsmouth. Long throw from Harbottle. So we're almost all the way to the penalty spot. Great delivery. Bugiel tries to find a way round his man. Hits the wall. 10 minutes played, just one shot, and that has come from AFC Wimbledon. Could be through again here. AFC trying to find his way into a good position, but Hatford able to guide the ball his way. It has gone out for a Wimbledon corner. We've stood over this once again. One arm raised from the captain. His third spell at the club. Chips the ball up nicely. Comes at the edge of the area, headed down, but then headed away by Reading. They'll try their best to come forward, controlled by the chest of Paddy Lane. Garcia now on the charge, the youngster who's impressed no end this season. Good delivery. Lane's found himself in space, but has to track back just slightly too much on the ball from Andre Garcia. 17 years old. Nice directed ball there as well, but still, AFC Wimbledon can't escape the pressure. Reading come forward again, Lane in space, the ball doesn't find him. Picked up by the blue and white shirt still. No awareness of Lane's position. Far too often he's been found in plenty of space. Something that will have to be looked at from an AFC Wimbledon perspective, as Danilo Orsi tries to control the ball, but his leg far behind him. Has to stay alert though. Knocked away from the feet of Omar Bugiel. Started against Gillingham in this competition. Garcia threading the ball forward. It pings off the green and black hoops. Orsi. Out for a throw on the near side. Chun Keng will just place to one side. But demanding a lot of his team this season, Johnny Jackson. They've recruited well and have started this season full of confidence. Matty Stevens speaking this week, saying that you can really tell the difference, the step up between League Two and League One. And here comes Paddy Lane. The goalkeeper gets there first. And too often, Reading have been able to carve through the AFC Wimbledon back line. And the talent that Paddy Lane has, he needs someone glued to the side of him. No one been deployed to stick to the side of Paddy Lane from an AFC Wimbledon perspective. Spoke a fair bit about the importance of getting minutes into, particularly Paddy Lane, in this game. I'm sure we'll be very impressed with his performance so far, the way he's been able to find space, but it is AFC Wimbledon who are coming forward now. Forced all the way into the corner. Breather. Stevens just urging his team forward. Stickland. Looking for the ball again. It's a good first touch, well defended, and this time there is someone there to mark the new arrival. Fraser. Ryan. Hasn't made a league appearance this season yet, John Ryan. Started though against Portsmouth. Previous Ireland Youth International, now 21 years old. Dorset. It's a fairly even first 15 minutes or so. As you'd come to expect, Johnny Jackson admitted that it does affect this game, the fact that they played just a week and a half ago, 10 days exactly since they met in the league for the very first time. There have been a number of club friendlies leading up to that point over the years, and the majority of which AFC Wimbledon have always had the upper hand on. Reading wanting to make amends for that league defeat. 2-1. AFC Wimbledon came away victorious. Harbottle. Considering Reading have been struggling to find goals, quite happy to try and hit on the counter, but also operate the high press with Peters, the under-21 player, making just his second senior appearance. He featured against Cheltenham in the Virtue Trophy last season. And look at the attacking numbers they have on the pitch. 4 forwards. It seems like Well, Hunters wanting to try anything to end this goal-scoring drought, which of course I do feel Jack Marriott will help no end when he steps onto a pitch. And we'll hope that he'll be ready to go, available for the weekend. It's Port Vale at home next, with Northampton Town to come in quick succession as well. Games that fans have really pinpointed to be two, where Reading have to take 4 points at the bare minimum. Referee, clear view. The shove on the back as Bugil lifts himself back to his feet. Just steaming in with too much. There's Rashisha. Reeves. Nice floating ball. Headed across by Bugil. The spectacular acrobatics were there, but he couldn't hit the target. And what an opener that would have been for AFC Wimbledon. Riley Harbottle trying to go for the overhead kick. Pushing the ball all the way through, but with one arm raised, Jack Stevens always knew that that was going to soar over the bar. A superb delivery though from the captain. Started every league game so far this season with 2 goals and 4 assists. He's been such a reliable provider, Jake Reeves, over the years. At least 6 assists in every season since 21-22. Harbottle with a throw. Another bite of the cherry, and this time a little bit more space to operate with as he steps back. So headed in by Bugil, back down by Harbottle. Pressure now coming from the visitors after a few attacking moves from the hosts. And a goal kick given despite the appeals of the visitors. Harbottle. This ball picked up once again and then almost lost immediately. Losing the control. Creating into tighter space, so Junior and Kang. And now Paddy Lane will try and find a way through, is unable to do so. Leacock laying off the ball to Reeves. Does well to kick the ball at his feet and continues to bound forward. Sets it up nicely, but it's straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, who is diving down to prevent the tap-in from Danilo Orsi, who was arriving quickly and had found himself in a very good position. Jack Stevens, well aware to the threat, had the low cross well watched and positioned him in front of AFC Wimbledon's attacking player. happy with that decision, the Reading fans. There's Garcia. Pushed to the ground. Dorset. Weighted ball. It looked like he had too much on it, but it doesn't, and it's flicked back, and Lane will get there. It bounces down to the feet of Garcia, who can't control it under pressure. Doyle. The urgent. There's the strike straight into the back of the net as the fans called for the shot. The strike taken. And Liam Fraser opens the scoring for Reading. Well, it looked like it was curling wide. Joe McDonald didn't gamble either way. And Reading lead. The fans urging Fraser to strike. Doesn't even take a look up. The AFC Wimbledon goalkeeper rooted to the spot. And it's Reading who lead by a 1-0. Summer signing from Crawley. He's made appearances in every league game so far this season. On the score sheet for the first time, and what a way to open his account this season. How do AFC Wimbledon respond? Reeves. Nice looping ball. Bagil is there and it's in! The equaliser just minutes after Reading took the lead. A perfectly placed ball. Omar Bagil, the number 9. Right place. Perfect positioning, and AFC Wimbledon level, wasting no time at all. Another superb delivery from Jake Reeves. The Reading defence scrambling to clear the ball off the line. Placed to the head, coming in off the leg of Michael Stickland, the captain tonight. The ball always heading on target, just a slight touch. And stepping up on so many occasions over the years when AFC Wimbledon have needed him. Omar Bagil does it again. Well, the perfect response from AFC Wimbledon. He scored 2 for the first time this season. In the league at the weekend, of course, the 2-1 victory over Portsmouth in this competition in the first round. And they'll have to find the back of the net once again. If they're to progress through to the third round, Reading. As in contrast, as Lane picks up the ball, 2 goals have been a regular occurrence for AFC Wimbledon this season, but they're through once again. Reading, and surely no, well blocked. Great save by the goalkeeper, who made himself very big indeed after staying rooted to the spot as Fraser hit the back of the net. This time round, Joe McDonnell does a lot better. Awake to the ball right in front of him. Harbottle back to the goalkeeper. There's no time getting the ball away from his feet. Back forward by Stickland. Lane trying to get there, and whistle blows. Flag up on the near side. Let's take a look back at this save. There's Fraser slipping the ball through to Doyle, and McDonnell, who looked so frustrated after conceding. Ian Fraser's strike from distance, and unable to react in time. This time round, making no mistake. Breather. Peters trying to slip free, and he's the target for Paddy Lane's ball. McGill heads it forward. All level after Reading took the lead, and it's something after the weekend they'll be so bitterly disappointed, ceding so quickly after taking the lead, after being unable to hold on to their 2-1 lead as they approach the closing stages of the game against Wycombe. And here come Wimbledon once again. And Kang goes for goal himself. It's spilled by the keeper. And out for a corner. A flowing build-up from AFC Wimbledon. And Kang forcing the save, and Anton Hackford desperately appealing with the referee. He feels like he should have had an opportunity to strike from the spot instead of it going out for a corner. Floated in nicely once again, and pushing and shoving. Referee deems foul to be for Reading, who will try and build their own good spell of momentum. Fraser, the goal scorer. Breather under pressure. Stickland. Trying to get there, shoulder to shoulder, a little battle with the 18-year-old. Garcia making the run. Miscommunication. Sending the ball into space where Sassy was having to work incredibly hard to get back onto the ball. Stickland. It's back here, but space not occupied by anyone in the white and blue. They do have the ball now. Reading. Breffer. Stickland back to the goalkeeper. Stickland. Breffer. Appeals for handball, not given, and advantage played, but it takes AFC Wimbledon just a moment to realise that. Still with Bagil down. Stays in play. Okay. Lucy in the area. So Bagil now back to his feet and making his way centrally into the area, positioning himself in the penalty spot and is the target for this header. Straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. They conceded from that position. Didn't make the same mistake this time. Stickland. Dorset. Both his appearances starts this season. As you can see, the match stats: 2 shots for Reading, 4 for AFC Wimbledon, 2 on target apiece, and 1 goal apiece. With AFC Wimbledon having much better with the touches in the opposition box. Reading just edging it in terms of possession. Liam Fraser's stunner from the Canadian international, which caught out the goalkeeper, Joe McDonnell. The opening goal, which was unequalised. The man who tried to control the ball there, Omar Bagil. Heading in from a corner. And thanks to the deliveries of Jake Reeves, they have been so successful. To shoot. There's Maycock. Reeves. Derry. Sassu's bullied from behind, and it will go to Reeves, who finds Bauer, making his first start for the club. Reeves. Still forward. Controlled by Reading, and Wimbledon will have an opportunity to stride forward. The shot from just outside the area, flying over the bar and out. Hatford again feeling like he's been hard done by the referee's decision. Does so well to find his way through the crowd, and he believes that it took a deflection on the way through. Wanting to catch the attention of the referee. Four goals, 1 assist for Port Vale last season. There's one in the league, one in the cup for AFC Wimbledon this season. And caught plenty of attention and headlines for his time at Sheffield United in their academy. Was always tipped to be the next big thing for the Blades. Bauer. Fraser, goal scorer. Garcia, the 17-year-old, displaying plenty of fancy footwork, and well, there was a tug on the shirt of the young man before he went down. Doyle to take the free kick. Yards inside the Wimbledon half, both arms raised. Floating ball from Doyle, headed along, headed down and into a prime position. Lockin Peters couldn't capitalise. McDonnell responding so much quicker than he did to the first goal from Liam Fraser. Certainly a wake-up call, it seems. Stickland, McGill running loops in the Reading back line. Breather. Doyle. Building nicely, that's a good delivery, but plucked out the air by McDonnell before it could reach Paddy Lane. Trying to exploit the right-hand side for the first 20 minutes. Now it's the left-hand side where Reading are putting a lot of their bodies on. Paddy Lane picks the ball up, can't control it on the edge of the area. Defending once again from AFC Wimbledon. He said he was happy with his team's start to the season. He wants more. They've come close in their defeats this season to taking victories. He said they were really pushed though against Cardiff, who of course have started so well, the early leaders in the league. AFC Wimbledon just 4 points. Top as they come into this game. As both managers citing the focus is well and truly on the league, and that's a good opportunity to test players and spread the minutes out amongst the squad as Maycock takes a look to one side. Support's arriving, but maybe all too little too late. They do find a way back through. The ball falls to Reading feet once again. Garcia making the run. Gets the ball down. Can't keep it in play. threaded through, but doesn't reach the feet of Paddy Lane. But once again, Liam Fraser heavily involved. Such good vision, as we saw with the goal, although barely looked up. Just sent a powerful strike goalwards, nestling perfectly in the top corner. Just 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Can't imagine we'll have too much added on at the end of this first period. Okay. Shisha. Stickland back to his goalkeeper. Lewis Wing not featuring in the squad today. Hunt said he would try to rest players, but he didn't know how many he could rest, and them being in places quite thin on the ground. An injury to Batchium, which will see him out for what Hunt believes to be 3 more weeks. One of the reasons why there was such a clamour to bring in another forward. Although some arguing that that's a red herring for the real issue, which is the goals that they've shipped this season, which has been quite significant. Gets onto the ball, won by AFC Wimbledon. Throw in the Dons on the near side. And just 1 minute of additional time on the board of the 4th official. Flowing first half so far in the early kick-off in the Carabao Cup. We've all spent a lot of time in the air. Bottom. Power. Hands on the back of Garcia. AFC Wimbledon advance once again. And Peters wrestling to get onto the ball, and the whistle goes. And frustration from the Reading fans, who wanted play to continue just a little bit longer. But all level at the break. Fraser opening the scoring with a stunning strike from distance. Omar Bagil levelling things out. Paddy Lane had some brilliant opportunities to carve towards goal. So all level as the managers start to make their way back out into the dugouts here at the Select Car Leasing Stadium. Liam Fraser opening the scoring with an absolute stunner from distance, curling into the back of the net, catching Joe McDonnell completely off guard. Abigail levelling things out just moments later. There's Jake Reeves. Delivered the perfect corner to be headed home by AFC Wimbledon's number 9. And Johnny Jackson just checking the changes, and it will be Kamara who comes on after starting at the weekend. Also started in the first round game against Portsmouth. All eyes though on Liam Fraser, who's been urged to shoot pretty much every time he's touched the ball now, after that stunning strike from distance to give Reading the lead. It's a lead that lasted just a matter of seconds in reality. So back underway at the Select Car Leasing Stadium, all level, and if we're level after 90 minutes, we will be going to penalties, no extra time. It's Paddy Lane who's been replaced after it was a good start. It was 40 minutes, 45 minutes, but unable really to do anything with the attacks, the surges he had forward. So an all League One tie. Newly promoted Wimbledon, who are performing so well in the league, sitting in 10th, but such a good start, just 4 points off the early leaders Cardiff, and Reading, who have only just been able to manage back-to-back draws in the league. Yes. Sarsu leading the AFC Wimbledon attack. Picks up the ball again, finds space, close on him initially, and his strike out from corner. Off the goal kick even. And space kept going forward until he hit traffic. Form of John Ryan, and able to guide his shot towards the goalkeeper. Shot that AFC Wimbledon have had. And this, of course, just 10 days after these two met for the first time in the league. 2-1 victory for the visitors. And we'll be hoping to settle this without penalties. AFC Wimbledon, who are coming forward once again through Nkeng, the 18-year-old. And the three players who's stepped up to a senior role this season. Lifts the ball nicely, pulls the feet of Bagil. There's the strike. And Orsi's looping ball, always falling out wide. Well, he found himself in such a good position, all guided to him. And hit it sweetly. Couldn't trouble goalkeeper Stevens. He's had a few good opportunities, Danilo Orsi. He's had a few good opportunities, Danilo Orsi. Gillingham in the first round clash. Reading previous quarter-finalists in this competition. And the AFC Wimbledon, if they do progress, it would be a record equalling visit to the third round. Knocked out previously at that stage, the furthest they've gone in the competition. By Arsenal at the Emirates in 21-22 season. Last season narrowly losing to eventual winners Newcastle. Had a second round clash with Chelsea in the 2023 season as Garcia, who was piling on the pressure for Reading. Derley, who's been an ever-present in Johnny Jackson's AFC Wimbledon side this season. And there's the man in the opposite dugout, appointed in December. So they're starting to build momentum. It's all about focusing on the 2 games unbeaten. The mindset that he's trying to drill into the players. Something that Ben Elliott spoke about in his post-match interview at the weekend after that draw, and a draw that would feel like points lost for Reading fans after they led until the closing stages of the game. Donald caught out by the Fraser strike, but he's performed well since then. Forced into making some big saves. Firm shoulder from Reeves. And Ryan to the ground. Fraser. Greffer. Wrestling to try and get the ball back from Keng. Both sides have lacked fluidity that we saw in the first half, in the first 6 minutes of this game, in the second half even. Greffer. Fraser asking for the ball. And hangs back as Reading advance. Isolated ball, headed down, just skimming the head of Andre Garcia. By Fraser. Fraser again. Nicely and under a huge amount of pressure. Harbottle ensuring that there was no place for the Reading attack to continue. Doyle firing into the advertising hoardings. Donald. And Keng. McGill slowly jogging into the area. We'll see just on the side, and Keng keeps going. Resolute with their defending and frustrations. As Derry is closely watching Andre Garcia, and I think some fans felt like there may have been a tug of the shirt in there as well. Still very even in terms of possession. That really has been one of the big stories of this game, as now the referee's whistle does go, and that's as McGill's wrestled to the ground by Dorset. Montserrat international, he has 7 caps to his name, and despite a slight hesitation before the referee's whistle blew, can't argue with that one. And Reeves' deliveries have been excellent this evening, one resulting in the equaliser. Some of the good chances, big saves have come from AFC Wimbledon captains floating balls forward. Inviting the ball, it's headed away through the crowd. Peters will try and chase, but it'll always go out of play. Making the run. Launches it forward, it's headed up. Chance opening up now for AFC Wimbledon. He will continue to try and fight to get the ball back. Loose ball, which will run out of play on the near side and out for a Reading throw. Shots AFC Wimbledon have had. Just 3 of those have been on target. Double the amount of touches in the opposition box, though. Of course, Reading's goal coming from outside the box, a sublime strike. Fraser. See this second half burst into life. Ryan. Dorset. Goalkeeper Stevens. Trying to force the error. It's Reading who continue forward. And free kick given. See Harbottle's trying to win the ball, crunching through the ankle of Kelvin Abrefa in the meantime. And this time a card will be shown. And that's against Sasu, goes into the book. Norwegian citizenship. Came through the AFC Wimbledon youth system. Doyle. And the whistle blows before any of the attacking Reading players have an opportunity to connect with the ball. Foul just on the edge of the area. McDonnell. Summer signing from Eastleigh. It's his second spell at the club. As the urge to shoot is called on by the Wimbledon fans this time round. Okay, strikes the target. Stevens fumbles it once again, but no one close enough. As now it's Reading who are going forward. Garcia. Not the target that time round. Finds himself in plenty of space. Takes a quick look up. And Joe McDonald watching the ball all the way through. Stevens. So we approach 60 minutes. Both goals coming within a matter of minutes. And since then, I haven't seen too much action in front of goal. AFC Wimbledon have had the better of those chances when they have come, few and far between, and none in this second half really, as he lays off the ball to Nkeng. Uses his strength well. And the ball going out for a Reading goal kick, which Stevens wants to be taken quickly. Sasu. Corner given. Down driving, and John Ryan trying to get his body in there and is no way injuring his shoulder. Back to his feet as Reeves positions the ball on the edge of the quadrant. Scored the equaliser from the corner and have come close since. Floating ball once again. Skimming the heads of the men in green and black hoops, and it's Kamara trying to bring the ball away. Doesn't get very far. With another bite of the cherry, and Nkeng chips the ball up. Horsey trying to find a way through, and he does. Is he tripped? Well defended in the end. But a huge opportunity goes amiss for AFC Wimbledon. McDonald. Angle forward. Peters trying to latch onto it, and free kick given as Kamara, with his boots stepped on by Patrick Bauer, who is limping away from the action himself. And a huge opportunity for AFC Wimbledon, as Nkeng lifted the ball towards Danilo Orsi, found a way through. Was one arm raised by Bugil, who went to the referee to take a look. And good defending in the end from the Reading back line to keep the scoreline at 1-1. Ahmed preparing himself to come on. Just on the touchline, starting in the league against Wycombe. He started 2 of the 5 league games so far. Started against Portsmouth as well. Not being in the squad for the first game against Lincoln, but is waiting on the touchline to come on now. Garcia finds Doyle. Space opening up on the far side. That space that's quickly closed down by the man who's been running and flying up and down the flanks. The 18-year-old Junior and Kiang. Horsey goes down and a free kick for AFC Wimbledon. So here come the changes. Mark O'Mahony making his way onto the pitch. Coming off. And George the Brighton loanee. He's yet to score for Reading. He's 20 years old and has, well, the weight of the world, it would seem, on his shoulders. He went to speak to Noel Hunt, the Reading manager, opened up about last week. With Hunt just encourage him to focus on what he can do, try and make himself a pest, and that goal would come. So highly tipped and doing so well in the Premier League 2. Of course, those goals don't always translate straight away to senior level. Doyle. Shisha. Fraser. Ahmed. From Ryan as Johnson comes on for AFC Wimbledon. Players who prior to tonight has played 100% of minutes for AFC Wimbledon this season. Fraser. Ryan. Also gets the touch but only sends it into the path of Ahmed. He's not making the run forward himself. Fraser urged to shoot. And you can understand why, considering the goal he scored. Oh, there's the header, and what a save from McDonnell. Reaching, stretching as far as he could to deny Reading a second goal. A better play in the build-up from the hosts, and the header looping towards goal. And one firm palm from Joe McDonnell to ensure that the scoreline stayed level. Delivers the ball long once again. McGill trying to head it on its way. Let's go out like a Reading player for a throw to AFC Wimbledon. Pushing his team closer to the Reading goal. Watch his throw. Just into the area, headed down by Stickland. Picked up, and the referee deems an illegal manner, although he won't think the same about that tug. Dorset. Doyle keeps going. Advantage played. Still Doyle. Here's Garcia. And there's the goal! And Reading lead. And it's beautiful build-up play. Tapped home by Kamara. Doyle, Garcia, Kamara, floating up the pitch and delivering Reading their second, to the delight of the fans in the Select Car Leasing Stadium. Well, great awareness from Kamari Doyle to find Andre Garcia, and then there at the back post, Kamara, the substitute, to give Reading the lead. Well, they're clicking into tune now. And maybe just the presence of a new forward, a new signing amongst the setup here. He hasn't made an appearance. Jack Marriott just pushing the forwards to deliver. There's Nathan Asimwe coming onto the pitch. So is Steve Seddon. And off comes Junior Nkeng, who's had an excellent game running up and down the wing and really asserted himself. Josh Kelly onto the pitch. Of those changes on your screen now. Dorset. Doyle, who has an assist and did so much hard work to get the ball to Garcia for that second Reading goal. And now Garcia has won a free kick in a very dangerous area. It will be Doyle, Brighton loanee. Has the ball at his feet. Garcia out wide on his near side, has space. It's a floating ball, good delivery, and once again before it can be really attacked. Referee pulling play back. Take a look at the stats as we move into the latter stages of this game. 12 shots for AFC Wimbledon, 5 on target, 4 for Reading, but they do lead by 2-1. Look at the tactics for Reading FC. Away. Maycock. We would all hope that their changes can make the impact. And they'll need them to if they're to equal their best run in the competition, making it through to the third round, where they've been, I'd say, somewhat lucky with the teams they've come up against in terms of some big days, the majority of them away. The AFC Wimbledon fans. Chested down as they continue to scramble to defend Reading, as AFC Wimbledon try and come through once again. The door closed. Arbottle, Johnson, Derry. Such a consistent part of, it's very solid AFC Wimbledon backline. That's the first time this season they've conceded 2 goals. They've been irregular, scoring 2 goals for each of the 3 wins in the league this season. They've scored 2 goals in each game. It was a 2-1 victory here just 10 days ago, but the table's turning with just inside 15 minutes left to play. Slipped forward by Reeves. And the ball once again. Doesn't want to launch it forward himself. This is Kelly. Chips the ball up nicely. It doesn't reach Omar Bagil. Hurry to clear their lines, Reading. Reeves. Biting ball, hitting the feet of Bagil. Kelly comes forward, there's the strike. And out into the empty seats behind the goal. It's well marked now. Bagil, and the shot coming in from the substitute Kelly. Have a player down. Physio brought onto the pitch as Bagil will go over and take some of the fluids from the Reading staff as Johnny Jackson paces around his technical area. And such a good start to the season that they're made. Yes, there will be more changes. And it looks like it might be Mars Hippolyte, the hero at Wembley, who's coming on. Provided an assist here in the league, Hippolyte, but wasn't able to score at the weekend. Came close to it though. Most assists for Wimbledon in the league this season. As off comes Shisha. Just instructed to wait until the ball goes up, and it is Ben Elliott, a player who said he would have hoped to start today in his post-match interview from the weekend. Previous Chelsea youth player. Vieira as well, joining him. The new signing from the Bundesliga 2. And it is indeed Mars Hippolyte who makes his way onto the pitch. We approach the final 10 minutes of this game. Stevens with the ball forward, and the noisy travelling fans trying to put off the Reading goalkeeper. Johnson. McDonald been in support, trying to send the ball long, but can't keep it in play as he tried to find Sasu. Johnson. Desperate to level things out as Hippolyte tried to drive forward. It's now second season at the club after leaving Stockport. Final 10 minutes. If Wimbledon can find the equaliser, we would be heading to penalties. It's Reading that lead by 2-1. Dorset back to the keeper Stevens. Pressure from Bagil. He wins the ball back and driving forward at AFC Wimbledon. Harbottle. To try and make the most of these long throws that he has in his locker. Headed up, kept in play. Reading trying to launch an attack forward. He's always going to end up in the possession of McDonald. Before anyone in white and blue could get there. McDonald. Johnson. Maycock turns. Doesn't get very far, forced backwards. And Mahoney determined to try and get on the ball. Simway and Charlton Loney. Turn. Can't do anything with it though. AFC Wimbledon. It's Doyle who sends the ball all the way back to the AFC Wimbledon back line. And Derry to bring it forward. Hippolyte. And to switch play over to the far side. Just trying to move the ball. That edge of tempo about it. AFC Wimbledon. Reading though determined to defend their 2-1 advantage. Simway provided an assist against Reading in the league 10 days ago. Continues to battle with 17-year-old Garcia. Hippolyte. Just on the far side. To keep it in, it's headed away. Falls to Hippolyte, who's urged to shoot. Keeps the ball at his feet, trying to find a way through. Picks possession back up. It's headed down. It's header though. Just falls to blue and white. take a look back at this incident, and it's Simway just gets caught, quite unfortunately, as Garcia was trying to find a way through. Stay down on this near side. An opportunity for John Jackson to try and rally his men. Hippolyte has certainly brought some pace since he's come on. Good presence going forward, as has Simway. He started in the first round, playing at full 90 minutes. On loan, of course, from Charlton Athletic, but has had previous loans to Hartlepool and Walsall. Hoping that it isn't a trip on a Tuesday night that's wasted in the EFL Cup. The travelling fans look on concerned. They can find a goal, of course. It would go to penalties if AFC Wimbledon can do something in these final 4 minutes of regulation time. It's Reading who are coming forward. Dispossessed. Hippolyte takes a look up, assesses his options, almost shrugs his shoulders. And the lack of options in front of him. Maycock. Bottle. Desperately trying to find a way through AFC Wimbledon. Johnson. Simway. Another AFC Wimbledon long throw, no doubt, as the tracks back. And well, he opts to go the opposite direction. Hippolyte. Simway. Time running out. It's a good sustained spell of possession from AFC Wimbledon, but can they do anything with it? Ogundere. The ball's high and looping and easily cleared. Not back down though. The cries of shoot, shoot. Maycock picks up the ball, gets it forward. He tries to turn. Ball picked back up and plucked out of the air by Jack Stevens, who will fall down onto it, and as much as he can do with the new rules, take as much time as possible. Kelly, the pressure from all sides. Nod of the head from the Reading goalkeeper. And the window closing on Monday evening. And you wonder how many more players Noel Hunt will be able to get in before then. He said 3 or 4, of course, announced a statement signing of Jack Marriott from Wrexham today, as here comes Doyle. Garcia has now dropped well back with the changes that have been made by Reading. Stevens. Controlled by the Chester Harbottle. It's Johnson on it now. Ogundere looks up, sights the run of Bagil. Chests it away and into the last 60 seconds. The AFC Wimbledon fans desperate to see the scoreline levelled out, and it's been dominant the last 5 minutes in terms of possession from the visitors, but they just haven't been able to do anything too threatening with it. Simway goes backwards, 30 seconds of regulation time left to play as Hippolyte Lifts the ball up just to the edge of the area on the far side, and it's brought away by Ahmed. And we'll keep running here, and Johnson sweeping in to steer it into the home support. Eight minutes of additional time added on at the end of this second half, and that's 8 minutes that the travelling fans are very happy to see, and has forced the Reading fans now onto the edge of their seat, because the sustained pressure and possession has been from AFC Wimbledon. Reading, though, have the goal advantage, and will look for more as Doyle on the ball wins the free kick. And not the impact that Seppeleit was brought onto the pitch to make. There's Kamari Doyle, the Brighton loanee, wins his team a free kick. Dangerous attacking area. There's Fraser, who stood over this. The player who won the free kick, and with Fraser's goal early on in the first half, will he take this again? He strides back in a manner that suggests that he won't. I think Reading fans see that as a slightly wasted opportunity. Kamara, scorer of the second goal. Listening to some of the fan importance that is put on this competition from a Reading perspective, not wanting to find themselves in the hat for the third round despite having a few injuries within the camp, citing the financial gains that you can make from having a big team back home, as Fraser goes for goal again, but it's into the stands and rattles the seats. Given away by McDonnell, straight to the feet of the man who made him pay in the first half. Of the additional 8 minutes played, as the pressure continues from Reading, and they almost lose out, and Hippolyte desperately trying to gather the ball back to his goalkeeper, who now will send it far and long. Reading so awake, trying to force and find the errors, and Doyle does, and they're driving forward once again, can't find a way through. Viola out to the corner. In a corner, you're going to see it. Taking the time to run the clock down and just keep the ball there in the corner. 3 minutes remaining. Simway hanging his head in frustration. So they're gathering momentum, Reading. And despite 11 changes to their starting lineup, you can't argue with the assertions of Noel Hunt. Two minutes left. Derry, McDonnell. Simway. Pulled back. And it will be given. Andre Garcia penalised. A man who holds himself so well, considering his years and the pressure that's on him in a team that have been struggling to find goals. The 17-year-old scored against Portsmouth, set up the second goal for Reading in this clash, where Reading, with 60 seconds left to play, looks set to be through to the third round. The previous quarter-finalists put their struggles in this competition last year well behind them. And Seddon pressuring the scorer of the first goal, Liam Fraser. Stevens. Time running out, just 30 seconds of the 8 additional minutes left to play. AFC Wimbledon travelling fans trying to urge their team on after that spell of sustained possession before the board went up. Haven't had it their way by any means. Minutes is up, playing on to the referee's discretion. McDonnell is up, well out of his area. But there goes the whistle. And AFC Wimbledon bow out of the Carabao Cup. And it's back-to-back victories in the competition for Reading, who are yet to get off the mark in terms of wins in the league. Equalising just 2 minutes after the opener from Liam Fraser, and what a stunner it was, catching the goalkeeper off guard. A strike from distance which just nestled perfectly. Omar Bagil was the man to draw the visitors, who won here 10 days ago by the same scoreline. Not to be, it was the tables well and truly turned tonight as Kamara coming on and ensuring Reading's place in the third round of the Carabao Cup. And tapping at the back post after a beautiful build-up through Kamari Doyle and Andre Garcia. Able to replicate what they've done for the last couple of years, AFC Wimbledon. progressing through to the third round and setting up a tie with the Premier League team. It will be the hosts, Reading, who have had a torrid start to the season, but momentum now certainly going their way, and they'll hope that they can secure a big tie in the third round of the Carabao Cup. Full time here at the Select Car Leasing Stadium. It's Reading 2, AFC Wimbledon 1.